Satnam and welcome to Ancient Tools for Modern Teens. I'm Shiv Charankar and it's been a delight to meet you, and I just wanted to give you this recap of some of the tools that you can use for these modern times. So as we talked about, we can't always control what life throws at us, but we can learn to better control how we react to it. And we can do this by fortifying ourselves, that nervous system that tells us whether to run or whether to stay, flight or fight. That when we can fortify that, when we can make it stronger, then we can make better decisions, we can be clearer. If you're taking exams, you have a higher pass rate than if you meditate than those who don't. You have more clarity and concentration, and you'll be able to deal with stress and trauma just that little bit easier. All right, so who doesn't want a piece of that pie, right? Now, you may think, well, that's great, but how much do I need to do? How much of all of this meditation do I need to do? The good news is you haven't got to sit for an hour a day, and you don't need a cave to do it in. You can do as little as 1 minute several times a day, or even just sit down for 3 minutes a day, and it will start to make a change. Like exercise, because meditation is kind of like exercise for the mind. It's the opposite, right? Whereas exercise is working the muscles and building them up. Meditation is quieting the mind, allowing it, and that doesn't mean it's going to be quiet, but it's not giving it anything else to think about. So that's what meditation really is not giving the mind anything else to think about. We're not thinking about our thoughts, right? And so in this way, we can start to fortify the nervous system. So it only takes 1 minute to 3 minutes a day. And like I say, if you've got more time, you can do it more. But it isn't about how long you sit down, but it's about that you sit down. So these techniques that we're going to share today are actually the simple ones that you can use, 3 rounds, and it will make a difference. So, shall we? So the first one was counting to 10. So in this one, close our eyes and we count to 10. And if you have a thought, then you go back to 0 and start counting again. And this is not about you getting to 10. It's just about seeing, when you give your mind something to do, what your mind does. Quite often the opposite of what you ask it to do. And that's okay. So don't start getting caught up in, oh, I'm not doing this right. Just keep coming back to 0. 1, 2, 3, had a thought, back to 0, get to 7, back to 0. It's just a game. It's like snakes and ladders. Okay, so just sitting comfortably wherever you are, close your eyes, and remember that the best meditation accessory, if you want to meditate in public, is a pair of sunglasses. You can put your sunglasses on and sit there with your eyes closed, and nobody need know. So let's close our eyes. And you're just breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Sitting up, not leaning against a chair. And you're just counting 1 to 10. And inhale. And exhale. Open your eyes. There, so that was a minute, right? So oftentimes we think, oh, I've only got a minute, it's not long enough. And yet, we actually now found something we can do in a minute. You can just close your eyes and count to 10 and give your mind a little bit of a break, right? Because you'll start to tap into the benefits of meditation even from that. So that was the first one. And then we went on to do the one that gets rid of all those emotions and all the anxiety, the tension, the heartache, the things that make us really not feel very good, that we can bring those up and we can make space for them to be sent away. So we do that with open hands, and we're going to draw our hands up as we sniff the breath. So sniffing in like that, and you sniff 10 times. Right, 10 times, and then a little pause, and then exhale, one nice long exhale. And you can feel the breath leaving you from the top of your chest all the way down to the bottom of your belly, like squeezing it out. And what we're doing is we're going to bring the hands like this, and as we sniff, we're going to really think about all those things that are making us so mad, just so frustrating. I just can't believe it. Till you get to the top. When you get to the top, bring the hands together. And as they come in prayer pose, just feeling the peace starting to come over you. And then exhaling, one nice long exhale as you bring the hands down and you send all those feelings, emotions away. And you send them away with blessings and with thanks, which just means you just let them go. Thank you, goodbye, thank you. That's all you need to say is just let it go. So exhaling, thank you, goodbye, thank you, and then start again. And we're just going to do 3 of those. And then we're going to follow that with the peace is within me. So peace is within me is 4 breaths. So it's sniffing in 4 breaths, and then 1 long exhale. And we touch the thumbs to each of the fingers. Peace is within me. Sniffing in. And we're going to do 3 of those. Okay, so 3 of these with 10 breaths and 3 of these with 4 breaths. Are you ready? Okay, close your eyes. And let's begin. So 10 sniffs in, pulling up all those feelings that you've just been pushing down. Bring the hands together. Prayer pose. Exhale. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Rest for a breath at the heart center. Bring it down to the hands, and let's do it again. Bring the palms together. Exhale. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. To the heart center. Take a breath. Last round. Hands down. Palms together. Exhale. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Take a couple of breaths at the heart center. Keeping the eyes closed, bring the hands back down to the knees, back of the palms on the knees, so palms facing up. Touch the thumbs to each finger. Peace is within me. Sniffing in 4 sniffs, and we're going to do 3 rounds. Let's go. So, exhale. Again. Exhale. Last time. Eyes closed. Take a couple of breaths right here. You can bring the thumb and forefinger together. That's Gyan Mudra. That's the mudra of knowledge. And open your eyes. Beautiful. Now, of course, you can do longer than that. So the ones that we just did 3 rounds of, sometimes if you're feeling really triggered by something, if you do 7 or 11 rounds, you do it until you feel like you've just discharged a little bit of the reactionary energy, so that you're just not feeling quite so hot-headed about the situation. Now, talking about feeling hot-headed, we're coming to the last one. And so when you put these, we call them ancient tools for modern teens, and we call them ancient tools for modern times for the adults. But when you start to use these, just put these ones into your, what we call your spiritual toolbox. Seriously, it can help you just take out. Have you ever felt so mad that you've made a reaction, that you've done something that you later on think, you know what, I really shouldn't have done that? Like, yes, they made me mad, and yes, maybe in a way they may have, in your mind deserved it, but really that didn't do you any good, and you regret it. Well, this can take the edge off of that. And when we practice it regularly, it can just help us, like we said at the beginning, fortify our nervous system so that we can cope with life just a little bit better, because we feel a bit better. Because how we feel is how we deal. So if we're not dealing so well, we want to come back to how we're feeling and see what can we do to feel better in this moment. Not in, when I've lost 5 pounds, or not when I've got a boyfriend, or not when I pass my exams, or not when I get into a school, or not when my mum's happy with me, but how can I find a little bit of peace right now? And if you sit and do these breathing exercises, these meditations, it might seem so simple, but try it and see. That's all I can say. So the last one we did was the breathing. So breathing through the nostrils. Depending which nostril you breathe through depends on whether you energize yourself or whether you calm yourself. And this is your nervous system. It's directly correlated to your nervous system. So when we block off the right nostril and breathe through the left, that is calming. And I remember that one because calm has an L in it, and left begins with L. So when I'm trying to remember which nostril to breathe through, back, when I was learning this, that's how I remembered. L, calm, L, left. And then by default, energizing is the right nostril. So blocking off the left nostril, we energize. And then if we do alternate ones, we balance. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of the alternate nostril, because that one's, a little bit, it feels a little bit more complicated, but it's not really. So just to recap, the alternate nostril breathing was take your thumb, just block off the right nostril, and then you inhale and exhale through the left nostril. And you just keep doing that. Your eyes are closed. You can be sat anyhow you want. You could even be laying down. And then to do the energizing, you block off the left nostril and breathe through the right, exactly the same. Now, to do balancing, what you do is you exhale out of one, inhale out of one nostril, and then you exhale and inhale out of the other. So each nostril you're exhaling in and inhaling out of. So that begins with block off your right nostril right now, right? Exhale out of your left. Inhale out of your left. Block off your left. Exhale out of the right. Inhale the right. Block off the right. Exhale out of the left. Close your eyes. Inhale in the left. Block off the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the left. Block off the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block off the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block off the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block off the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block off the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the right. Through the left, sorry. And suspend the breath. Just hold your breath right here. Let your tongue drop from the upper palate. Let it just drop down. Shoulders should be relaxed. And exhale. Allow the hand to come down. Just keep your eyes closed for a couple of breaths. Just breathe in and out right here. And open your eyes. There you go. There's a few ancient tools for modern times, modern teens. We hope very much that these tools help you just feel a little bit better about how you're dealing with life. We can't control what life throws at us, but we can learn to better control how we react to it. And oftentimes we use these tools that can really help us. My name's Shiv Charan Kaur with the Feel Better Way. I'd love to know how this video was for you and how you're doing. Let me know down below. Do stay in touch, because alone we can do so much, but together we can do so much more. If you've got any questions, just reach out. I'm right here. With much love to you. Sat Nam.